So another analogy to try to make my point, because I don't know if it's getting across. When I reread it or re-listen to it, I'm like, shit, I don't know if this point's getting across or not. So let's go back to the analogy. We got the Republican Democrats, all lawyers, having a rumble at the city park or a local park. Things get heated. They all bust out their guns. They're all drunk and high. Perfect analogy for this situation. They start firing off shots, and a local bystander, progressive detective, whether she works for the police department or he works for the police department or not, gets shot, and they're definitely in distress, definitely in no shape to be questioned other than what happened, I got shot, don't know who did it, just basic shit. But as far as in-depth interview, police interview, and victims impact statement, all that has the police. Let's say whoever called police, somebody in the neighborhood just heard the shots, and when the police roll up, they have no idea whether the person shot was a part of the brouhaha. And they may be a suspect too, especially if they're a cop carrying a gun or any kind of a weapon. So they don't know. Let's say the police roll up to the gunshot victim and they think this person may actually be part of the brouhaha who was misuse of firearms in a city park or whatever the hell. They don't get to sit there and interrogate them and try to implicate them. First thing they have to do is get them to the goddamn hospital, and then once they're in recovery and they're no longer under too much duress, we're talking about within reason here. Within reason. So the only good that really came of this mess, as far as me and my team are concerned, is their instructions to me to not follow through with these dupes like the dupe. You had the investigator try to steer me to Fannie Mae, and you had the detective, the lieutenant. I asked him who he was calling when he said he called somebody to come help me. Oh, it's just a Chittenden outreach. He didn't tell me it was Howard Center. He didn't tell me it was a suspect. Then the mayor tries to dupe me and steer me over to Community Justice Center, who then dupes me and tries to steer me to DEI so y'all can nail your suspects. And then when I go back in, and then tries to get me to not go back to the mayor's office so she's not implicated and really truly on the line for making a bad faith referral. And the fact that I called all that out and my team said don't even fuck with these people anymore. Stand your ground. Do not make any other calls. You tell the mayor. She's the last. Email the mayor and Kuzi. They are the actual law enforcement who should be arranging whatever services you need, whatever medical assistance you need, whatever. That proves that our team, all the allegations against that Chad made, since this is all an AA project, that proves that all his allegations and his partners in crime allegations against me and them, who are from, I don't even know their political affiliation, to be honest. We never talk about it. We don't discuss that. You all here in Vermont, Mayor Mulvaney Stanek and Community Justice Center and the sheriff, because I told the sheriff off too. And I told y'all off for that nurse. Don't pull that shit with us. I swore no to a criminal defense attorney. I can't. Plus, I'm asking you in good faith for services so there are no dead bodies. What you did was ultimately prove that me and my actual AA team are not part of any political hit job. We're willing to cuss everybody out who does stupid shit. So anybody, any lawyers who aren't on the record, get a hold of AA Corporate. Tell them to hire some goddamn good lawyers to start filing lawsuits, because all the people in AA are still illegally under surveillance. There's still people in AA who aren't even alcoholics or addicts like me. They knew I wasn't in active addiction or an addict when they sent me to when they said, "Oh, you're just drug seeking for narc." They fucking knew I had cancer. Sent me to prison to hide my cancer. They got these people, a lot of people gaslit into really believing that they're an AA. That they're truly alcoholic or addict. Don't know they really got cancer or some other shit. And they're doing that to military people too. So AA Corporate or any local AA chapters involved in this need to get lawyers and sue and work with the ACLU, since AA is technically a medical therapy program. And it's a church. Separation of church and state. Which clearly Bobby Jr. doesn't fucking grasp that concept. He wouldn't. He went to rich white folks' meetings. He's a public figure. And AA don't give a shit about solving the Kennedy assassination. We know all of us in AA, and especially those who really aren't addicts, we're the real victims of those assassinations. So I'm based on what my father told me, that the Kennedys really did the work that they did in civil rights, mostly to bolster their image. It wasn't sincere. They had no civil rights, and all that shit was not on their radar until they saw the Russian newspapers, the ugly shit, the pictures from the Klan setting buses on fire, and the Freedom Riders, and the cops beating the lunch counter sit-in peoples. Everybody's got that whole history of the Kennedys and think they're some beloved civil rights this or that. They weren't. Did they take advantage of the trauma bonding of the civil rights leaders and people? Yeah, when you're desperate, any little help, you'll fucking be all over it like a fly on shit and just really think they're your hero, and they're easily duped. They're vulnerable. I'm not saying that all of the various communities, my Native American community, the black community, or whoever who beloves the Kennedys or whatever, were stupid and didn't know any better. I'm just saying. My father said the Kennedys were womanizers. He was too. And civil rights was not on their radar until the embarrassing shit. And, we had the Cold War. That was all that Cold War. Dad was part of the team, a cryptologist, to handle the human missile crisis for Bob McNamara. All their aggressive works in civil rights, that was all optics to make it look like they were tough on the Klan. Because here America was claiming to be the beacon of democracy and all this other bullshit, and talking shit about Russia, communist dictators. And here all these southern governors were turning universities into the OK Corral because of student Meredith. How's he going to sit there and have even look halfway credible? The Russians were right, to be honest. That's basically what Dad told me. The Russians were right on point, and we had to make it look like they weren't, as matters of national security. Well, you didn't tell us that. Damn sure didn't, did I? I need help here. I got to blow smoke up whoever. I can be deceitful. I mean, you guys are doing what you're doing because you know you can use deception in any investigation. But when you deceive your own victim and witness, that's coercion, especially when you're refusing to get the bullet out of her that's killing her. And had you went ahead and gotten her services 5 years ago, I'd probably be cancer-free right now. There wouldn't be any life-threatening emergencies for me to deal with. And I promise you, Chad Cronin and Pam Bondi and all their team have already looked at that aspect of it. The political hit job bullshit from Trump and Cuomo and whoever else, Eric Adams, may be accurate against those in charge of this investigation, but they just helped me and my team prove that me and my team, our shit's solid. And that's all my HIPAA-protected medical stuff. So I can absolutely do whatever I want with it. And since they're threatening me, Epstein's partners in crime are stalking me and threatening me to find out who they are. It's all, our investigation isn't dead in the water. It's ongoing. Do I have victim services? No. I'm sitting in a goddamn Starbucks. Somebody gifted me a pizza, God bless them. Hadn't eaten in 2 days. Think I had a bagel yesterday, maybe 2 last night. Have a few, like a piece of Polish sausage, and I got no food for my kids tonight. I got to come back out tomorrow and fly a sign when I have time to get them a little bit of kibble to last for Sunday and Monday. But I just told everybody fuck off. No, I'm not being a part of your political hit job, which is actually a good thing for us.